I'm having an issue having it bright or not bright enough. Now it feels like everything's just super bright. But anyway, I got a screening to watch Renner, and you know what? I like Frankie Muniz as an actor. He needs to come back, or just make it Malcolm in the Middle again, please. Chase Liaki here's the Blue Futon reviewing Renner. So it's about pretty simple premise. We have a very, very genius AI creator, but the problem is he's very insecure. He wants just love in his life, and he just wants to stop feeling just like shit, if you want to put it that way. But now there's a neighbor across the hall with her brother Chad, and is love going to happen, or is there more nefarious things going to occur? So did I like this movie? As a low budget film, I actually dug what I was watching on screen. This is a quick hour and a half movie, and I felt like it moved at a great pace. I like the aesthetic of the movie, the lighting, and also just how the production design was, because the whole Frankie Muniz character is he's OCD. He's a neat freak. He wants to have assertiveness in his life, but he just never had it because of his mother. It's a huge, mama's boy story told in an AI form, because you get some story with what this AI is, who this girl is, and what they're actually trying to connect to the end. So like I said in the beginning, Frankie Muniz does a fantastic job in this movie. I mean, he has to play like a paranoid person. He's got to play someone with OCD. He's got to clean his apartment every way, UV lights. He does these cool like mannerisms that you just wouldn't think that would occur, especially like shaking Chad's hand and kind of doing this with UV lights, or just having like, it feels like he's done research of people that just have this like, everything has to be neat, everything has to be in order, and we're going to make sure everything's correct. And it does do a little bit of psyche of like, everything's perfect, but his life is slowly going down the drain after meeting someone that he truly loves. And it's like, is his AI going to tell the truth? Is the girl telling the truth? What are the nefarious things that are going to plot with, this AI, because he hasn't sold it because of a reason. He doesn't want a big corporation to make a butt ton of money off of it. The side actors and actresses do a pretty good job as well, but this to me is Frankie Muniz's show, of him trying to show, I want to say coming back to acting, but coming back to being in front of the camera. Like I said, I like the lighting and aesthetics they did in Frankie Muniz's apartment. Like, it felt neonish, but it really was more like UV lighting, and I thought that was just a fun thing to do. The hallways, good. You could tell it's very a single or set type of movie. It doesn't really go anywhere. You only have a hallway and 2 rooms. And to me, that is very, I'm okay with that. I kind of like movies that don't branch out where it doesn't need to branch out. Like, this movie could have easily branched out to Frankie Muniz's work and things that he's doing with the AI in other places. They didn't have to do that, and they didn't. Okay, so the nefarious story, and I think that's where it kind of like gets a little bit conventional, and I won't lie, is who the nefarious actors are. You know what is going to occur, especially with some of the dialogue keys and like, the perfect timing of like talking about someone else's mother, talking about their mother, talking about money, talking about etc. How much is it worth? You can just connect the dots pretty simplistically of what is going to occur with some of the characters. It's what happens in the last act, if you want to put it in the movie. The last 15 minutes is like, that is where I did not know where the movie was going to go, because something occurs to a character, I'm like, oh shit, okay, I like it. But then there's another thing happening with another character, and something that happens with an item, and you're like, okay, is there going to be more backstabbing? Is this actually going to turn into like a Cinderella love story? And what happens at the end, you're like, yeah, I can see that happening. I don't see, because when you think about it, there are not a lot of quote-unquote good characters in this film. Yeah, Frankie Muniz is the only one that's actually good, because, he's just a loner, and he always been alone because of what his mother did to him with Monopoly. And that dialogue scene of him talking about Monopoly, and I'm pretty sure had like no cuts, was really good, and you really felt the pain in his voice. Like I said, Frankie Muniz puts this on his back, and he goes full-fledged with it. Overall, Renner, to me, I enjoyed it. I'm a sucker for simplistic, simple movies sometimes that, is it conventional? Sure. Have you seen it before? Sure. Is the twist and turns not as twist and turny as you want it to be? Absolutely. Are there some shots that could have been done a little bit better, especially with the final like 3 minutes of something that happens to a character? Absolutely. However, They knew their budget. They knew what they were going for. And I really can't fault this movie because you know what? The hour and 30 minutes went by pretty quick. I felt the drama. I felt the tension when it needed to happen. And, sometimes torture is needed. Ask Frankie Muniz. So Renner will receive a 3.5 out of 5 Futons. He goes at 70%. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be in the, outlier for this movie. But let's see if anything is on Rotten Tomatoes. So we have critics 25% with 12 of them. So we got a 2 out of 5. We got a C minus. We got a 5 out of 10. We got a 2.5 out of 5. A 3 out of 5. A 4. So it's mostly like 50-ish%. We have the audience giving it a 3 out of 5, a 5 out of 5, a 4.5 out of 5, a 5 out of 5, a 5 out of 5, a 5 out of 5. So people are liking it. Is it a 5 out of 5 movie? Absolutely not. I mean, like I said, it does what it can do. And to me, I'm a very anti-AI person. So, I just hate AI. People use it like ChatGPT to write reports and things like that. That just proves laziness. And I just don't like it whatsoever. But yeah, some people are saying it's undercooked. It's poorly executed fight scenes. But there is no really fight scenes in this movie. It's more of, like I said, some torture scenes that, it's there to be there. But hey, like I said, hour and a half went by quick. I wasn't angry, and I kind of enjoyed what Frankie Muniz. I'm a Frankie Muniz fanboy, apparently, okay? So we got 25 and my 70. Chase Talk here at the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. One more thing's Bluetopia. You Blue Futonians. Thank you for watching. For a great down. Watch this tape tomorrow, week from now, month, and year from now, every single freaking one of you. And again, thank you for having me have this screener. It means the world, and I do want to apologize for doing it such late in advance. Me moving is a kick in the butt. But I will watch One Night in Tokyo this weekend. I promise you that.